Comment on the action that is going to be embarked upon in a few coming days. And it's aimed at, one, the president must resign, and two, the energy crisis must be resolved, the cost of living is too high. And listening to President Hassan, I am in deep admiration with regard to what they have achieved. Our politics is fractious, we are divided, and this is also an issue of going to the elections next year. Many parties, when you go to an election, start positioning themselves because they want to win the vote, and they will often position themselves in a way which is completely against the governing party. But what I'd like to say is that South Africa is governed by the rule of law. We are a constitutional democracy. Regime change can only come about through the vote. It cannot come about through anarchy, unleashing disorder in a country. The right to protest is enshrined in our Constitution. It's deeply embedded in our Constitution, and it is a right that we as South Africans fought for and won, so that South Africans can protest against what may be issues that they don't agree with. But that right is not absolute. Nobody can just stand up and say, I have all the right to do whatever I like. That right is not absolute. It is a limited right. It's not underpinned by violence. It's not a right that allows anyone to be embarking on anarchy or disorder. It is a right that says you must respect the rights of others. It is not a right for anyone to coerce anybody to do what they do not want to do. And it is not a right that you have to intimidate others and to threaten others with violence and say, if you do not do what we like, we are going to take action against you. That completely goes against the ethos of our Constitution. Now, coercing others to act in a way that you want is not part of our democratic architecture. And I wanted to say very clearly, disorder and anarchy will not be allowed in South Africa. We will not allow those who want to spread anarchy to do what they like here in South Africa. We are a constitutional democracy. Yesterday, we had a meeting of our National Security Council, and we discussed this. And the security forces of our country are going to defend our people. They are going to make sure that intimidation, anarchy, and disorder does not prevail. But those who want to protest, by all means, you protest peacefully. But if you are going to restrict the rights of other people, if you are going to coerce them, if you are going to intimidate them and unleash violence, our security forces are going to defend the people of South Africa. That I must make clear, because we will not allow anarchy and disorder to prevail in this country and against the people of South Africa. That will not be allowed. So we will see what happens. But then again, it's interesting that Monday is a long weekend. It's a long weekend. Many of our people will probably be traveling to their homes, and we expect that there will be full order and harmony in our country. But security forces stand ready to defend the people of South Africa. Thank you very much.
Well, guys, these things of a national shutdown called by the EFF under the leadership of Julius Malema, it seemed to be now something that it has come to the attention of many people out there, especially in the world of politics and business class. At first, people thought it was all a joke because we all remember that the EFF, they have been trying to announce the day for this national shutdown since last year, and people never pay attention to it. So this year, on the 19th of January, Julius Malema had announced the day, which will be next week on Monday, for this national shutdown, where he called for the whole country to obey and be part of it, because for the obvious reasons that he had given, which he wanted the President of the Republic of South Africa, President Ramaphosa, to step aside or to step down from the office for the obvious reasons that you all know. And he also asked for the electricity crisis problem to be resolved. At first, when he called for this national shutdown, I remember a couple of people, they had to judge him. They had to criticize him, saying that why is he have to take for 2 weeks? I mean, 2 months in order for him to call for a national shutdown, you know. And EFF leader Julius Malema had even to remind the people that at first you never believed me, and because you never believe or know that this day will come, when now this day is here, look how people, you become very worried about what will happen on that day. Yes, it is true. The president of EFF, Julius Malema, had said so, and we get to see in the last minute, in few days, as they had already put the countdown to the 20th of March, we get to see how politicians with their political parties, they get to panic, whether it is from the ruling parties, whether it is from it alliance, whether it is from opposition parties. So the whole country, everyone now, they're worried. Now, my question here, I just want to know, like, why waiting for so long in order for you to come and worry it when this man, he had started announcing these things a long time ago. He spoke about this the moment when you guys, you're supposed to come up with your plans and try to discuss about it. You never do so. You let him influence the whole country through the media, through the press conferences, through the parliament, and today you're showing up. Julius Malema, beside him announcing this national shutdown in on the EFF presser or on the social media or different EFF events, Julius Malema spoke about this national shutdown inside parliament. Do you guys still remember the day when the president, he was giving the state of the nation, and as DFF, they have to come and respond back or to comment about what the president had said. They were very clear. They spoke about the national shutdown. That was the first place that they should not allow EFF to have such kind of saying inside the parliament, because it is a legitimate place where they get to vote the law, where everything that is being said there, it will be applied. And when you get to see on the theme of debates that the president of EFF, Julius Malema, is supposed to give on that day, it's supposed not to talk about his strike or his prostate or national shutdown and everything. But they allow him to say that in front of all the ministers, in front of the president, in front of the Madam Speaker, and everyone, they were there. So that already, it was a strong message. For those who always watch us time to time, I had said Julius Malema have chosen the right place to deliver his message about the national shutdown. The moment Julius Malema decided to discuss this matter inside the parliament, that was it. And it was going to be very hard for someone to come and contradict him. But besides inside the parliament, outside he did again what he could. He keep on reminding people. And the next thing's pop, we see the DA coming up against this national shutdown. And the next things we see, yesterday, you saw how ministers of the ruling party, they get to deliver their National Security Council meeting that they had. As they were in the press, you get to see that everyone that worried, everyone that nervous, though they don't want to admit it. And I don't blame them, because they are politicians. They can't speak they can't show how nervous they are in front of cameras, especially in front of media. So, obviously, you get to see that everyone, they're scared now. What if? What if? But now, in this video, as you saw in the clip I play for you, there is a man who's being concerned here. And that man is the President of the Republic, President Pres.Ramaphosa. Because he's the one they are calling to step down. And this time he had to come and respond back. What do you take, what should you take from his response to the President of EFF, Julius Malema? Well, he is a President of the Republic. You can't expect him to come and entertain what the opposition political party they are saying about him. And especially these questions, it was asked to him not when he's in some activities like a ANC campaign or what, but he was asked this question when he was with his learned friend from Tanzania. The president of Tanzania she was visiting him. So, and this question popped up. So he needed to react, because otherwise it was going to look bad. Remember Tanzania, their democracies, one of their references that they always want to be, that will be South Africa. So this kind of question, there is no way that it was going to come and the president tried to avoid it. So he had to respond. But in his response, excuse me guys, I'm having some flu, my voice. Yeah. So as I was saying, that in his response, the president had to remind the people that it is within our constitution for people to prostrate. But they have to do this by respecting the law of the country. You get that? By respecting the law of the country. And it's been for some times now, you guys will get to see how the DA and some other politicians that are busy campaigning, even some individuals, keep campaigning, turning this national shutdown into looting activities, where they keep on saying that no, people don't loot on that day, blah, 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 blah. So they kind of like stamping a fingerprint, a violence fingerprint to the EFF, which they have not done yet. Because I remember when Julius Malema saying in one of his interviews, saying that I have not called people for violence, yet you guys are shaking like this. What will happen the day I'll call for people to behave in such way? So you get to see that people, they are seeing already that EFF, it is the only political party which they can say that, okay, today we want this, we're gonna ban this, we're gonna do that, and it will happen just as the way they planned. Do you know why? Obviously, because each and every country, the power of a country lays in the hand of the youth. The majority of voters are youth. So each and every country, the youth always be above 60%. And so far the EFF, they are the one who are having a lot of youth. So according to different analyses, it is more, should I say, very bad things if the EFF, they have to be part of calling people to do some crazy things around. That is the fear. But they did not know how to negotiate. They did not know how to respond back to the EFF. And that is the reason why you guys saw the EFF leader saying that we'll prostrate in peace, but anyone who will try to do things in the wrong way, well, we're not just going to sit and allow them to do anything like that. So let's wait and see what will happen. The president has said what he could say, though he kind of like trying to reject everything that they're being that is being accused against him. But I understand he was in front of his learned friend, so he can't just put everything on the table like that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you again very soon. Ciao, ciao.